Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, friends, and professors. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Stephanie, an undergraduate environmental engineering student at University of Indonesia. Currently, what I'd like to present to you today is a review or summary from a journal to fulfill the final term test for methods of writing and presenting. The topic that we will talk about is riverine microplastic pollution matters, a case study in the Zhangjiang River of southeastern China. My presentation will take around 5 to 10 minutes. Hope you enjoy. So this is the outline for today's presentation, started with introduction, methods, results, and conclusion. Since 1950s, plastics have been massively produced and used in people's daily life due to their convenience and then cheapness and versatility. But on the other hand, plastics simultaneously generate increasing environmental contamination in small sized called microplastics due to its ubiquity. Plastic particles were first found on the sea surface as early as the 1970s. Ever since then, it has been gathered attention due to the widespread occurrence of plastic pollution at every corner of the world. Microplastics would linger in the environment for up to centuries because of its persistence, and they are likely to get transported to pelagic basin, that is, distant from its sources, including riverine discharges. Okay, so actually there are 7 sampling sites were deployed with Z1 underneath the Zhangjiang Bridge, which is situated at downtown Yinxiao County. Yinxiao County has the population equivalent of 400,000 and over 200 industrial companies. This produces around 6.5 million tons of sewage per year. Actually, the sampling event was performed on May 14, 2019 in the Zhangjiang River, where the wet season is during May and October. Samples in Z1, Z2, Z3, and Z7 were collected in the middle of waterways using a local small boat, whereas those in Z4, Z5, and Z6 were collected at the riverbank due to ease of shoreline access. Bulk sampling is selected in this way due to the small size of the Zhangjiang River. The protocols for sample preparation and microplastics identification were modified from a National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration or NOAA protocol. Cotton laboratory coats, masks, and nitrile gloves were used throughout the entire course of sampling and experiment. Reagents used for sample preparation were filtered through GF-ray cellulose nitrate membrane filters. The microplastic abundance spans from 50 to 725 items per meter cubic, yielding a mean abundance of 246 items per meter cubic. The largest concentration occurs inside Z1 with 725 items per meter cubic, where the downtown of Yinxiao County is actually located. It is considered as the local hub of economic activity, industries, and population, to which the close proximity may explain the highest microplastic abundance at Z1. So, for shape and color, fragment dominates the total samples with 740 items per meter cubic, accounting for 42.9% of the total, followed by fiber and pellet, line, film, and foam. The abundance of fiber, pellet, and line are comparable with 319, 304, and 234 items per meter cubic respectively. Fragment and fiber are ubiquitous at all sites, while line and pellet only exist at Z1, Z3, Z5, and Z6. Films are present at Z1, Z3, and Z6, while foams are only shown at Z1 and Z3. The dominant microplastic color is white, accounting for 55.5% of the total, followed by black, yellow, gray, clear, blue, but On the other hand, red and brown microplastics are rather rare, accounting for less than 1%. For size distribution pattern, actually, 4 different size fractions range from 0.3 until 0.5 millimeter, 0.5 until 1 millimeter, 1.2 1 until 2.5 millimeter, and 2.5 until 5 millimeter were defined for microplastics in the Zhangjiang River. So as you can see, actually the dominant size actually in Zhangjiang River from the range of 0.5 until 1 millimeter, with accounting for 565 items per meter cubic. And the last one is actually chemical composition. A sum of 6 microplastic polymer types were detected, including polypropylene, polyethylene, polystyrene, polyester, PET, and PE/PP blends. The Raman spectra matching with inbuilt reference spectra with a similarity percentage of bigger than 70% was counted as the polymer of interest. Overall, polypropylene has the highest abundance of actually 892 items per meter cubic. So actually, the shape of microplastic is of great significance for assessing the source. The shape of microplastic is great significance for assessing the source, migration, and ecotoxicity of microplastics in the marine environment. For example, microplastic fragments are usually produced by fragmentation or decomposition of larger plastics. The stereomicroscopic result shows that the shape of the microplastic is mainly fragments, suggesting that majority microplastics in the surface water of the Zhangjiang River are secondary microplastics that I have actually mentioned and put it in the video before. The high content of fiber may be attributed to discharge of laundry wastewater along the Zhangjiang River and the broad use of fishing nets and lines in aquaculture. Microplastics can accumulate in the intestines of fish, causing a variety of toxic effects such as mucosal damage, inflammation, and metabolic disorders. Okay, the results show that microplastics in the Zhangjiang River are mainly composed of polypropylene and polyethylene. Actually, for your information, the red lines in the diagram actually show an average value in the box plot. Okay, so we are coming to a conclusion section. Actually, from all the review that I've actually put it into the slide before, the previous slides, we can conclude that the abundance of microplastics range from 50 to 725 items per meter cubic with an average of 246 items per meter cubic. The microplastic polymers are mainly composed of polypropylene and polyethylene, accounting for 75% of the total. It may be due to a large production and consumption of polypropylene and polyethylene products worldwide. The dominant shape, color, and size of microplastics are fragment, and then white, and 0.5 until 1 millimeter respectively. Their relative proportions are 42.9%, 55.5%, and 32.8% of the total particles respectively. So actually this is the reference that I used for the summary for my task. Actually not for my task, but for my final term test. Thank you for your attention and for spending your time watching this video. Hope you all have a nice day. See you.